Hi, everyone. So today we are interviewing the author, the prophetess, the woman of God, Miss Kimberly James. I'm so honored to be here with her on today. And today,
yes,
we are going to talk about
my book, Just Pray.
Yes, Just Pray.
Super excited.
God is so faithful, and this is awesome. So we are going to just, ask you a few questions and just find out a little bit about, what was the inspiration behind the book, the cover, because the cover is a piece of art in itself. So why Just Pray?
So God wanted me to write a book. And it's a book that's still inside of me that needs to come out. But I was nervous because it was the first book I have ever written. And so I said, God, can I do something? Can we kind of make a compromise here? Can we negotiate on this assignment? And, God typically when he wants something, he tells me no. But he was so gracious this time to say, well, what do you have? And I said, well, I have a prayer journal that I've been using in my personal closet. Can I give that to the people? Can we add to it and give it to them? Wow. And he said, I'll take that for now.
Okay.
And so outbirthed Just Pray.
Wow.
So the prayer journal from my closet to the closet of the people.
So how long did it take for you between your prayer closet and to like the actual manifestation of Just Pray?
So my prayer closet, that journal started in 2017.
Wow, okay.
Yes, and so I didn't start writing this book until 2019, so 2 years. And over that 2 years, wow, like I'm not going to cry, like just the things that God allowed me to learn about prayer, produce in prayer, like the fruits of prayer, and the transformation of people's lives that I've seen as a result of time with that journal and in that closet. I had a friend who went through a suicide situation, a suicide attempt.
Wow.
And God led me to different books that I had been studying through prayer to pray over that person over the course of 3 days. And like now they're back well and in society, thriving and living a life fulfilled. And so it was like what was an attempt now is a restored life full and vibrant for Lord. And I'm just like,
and they're alive.
And they are alive.
And it just shows you the power of prayer. And people look at prayer as like this empty just box of words that just go, I don't know, wherever, but to know that it's imperative, it's dialogue with God, it's our access point, and to know that you prayed someone's life, restoration and hope and peace and love.
God is good.
That's a blessing.
That's
a blessing.
God is good. He's so good. He's so good.
So let's dig a little bit deeper into Just Pray. So I know that you have different areas.
Yes.
Which is your favorite area that you had to, or no, what was the hardest area that you had to write out and push through?
I think the hardest area that I had to write out and push through was the guided prayers in the back.
Okay.
Because it wasn't already, most of the journal was already curated from, like I said, my prayer journal, from what I had already experienced in my private time. But God said, I need you to give them more. And he really wanted me to show people how to think through their life and their challenges and then convert that into prayer.
Wow.
And so knowing the topics that he wanted, so I had to spend time in prayer figuring that out.
Yeah.
And then God, is the prayers that I'm giving them good enough?
Wow.
And so just going back and forth through that process. And God is so God that I was struggling, but he had already given me the topics that he wanted me to pray through. And someone invited me on their prayer call. And I literally prayed through every topic in the book that he wanted me to pray. Wow. And so later on, they sent me the recording. I was listening back to it, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait, I think that was one of the topics. Wait, I think that was one of the topics. And so I just sat there and I rewinded and I started typing out everything that I was praying for the people on the prayer call into the journal, because God was like, if you think about it, you won't produce what I need, but if you pray it, it'll be authentic and true.
Oh, that's a praise break. Yes.
He's intentional.
Yes, he is. And he gives you everything you need. And it just goes back to, when we do things in our strength, we're unable.
Yes.
But in his strength,
all things
are possible.
All things are possible.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Yes.
Yes.
Exciting. God is so good. So good. And when we think that we can't do something, he'll put us in a situation that will be, in a sense, forced to see our own abilities through him. And that's what I love too. It's like, no, I gifted you. What I'm calling you to do is already in you. Now I'm going to put you in this space and make it come out.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did. So
even with that being said, tell us about the cheetah story.
Ooh, cheetah story. So the cheetah story is in the book. And I went on a mission trip to Africa. And when we were there, as a reward, a treat for us, we got to go to the safari. And the guide told us, my guide's name was Jeremiah, by the way, which was a whole prophetic situation in itself. And he said that there's the big 5 animals out there in the safari, in the jungle, the safari area, whatever. And so it was the elephant, the lions, the buffalo, the cheetah, and the rhino. He said most people don't get to see the big 5 their first time out. Wow. But God made it so. He said people have a hard time, and I said the cheetah, it's a leopard. Oh, leopard. And the cheetahs are in another part of the country. Leopards are in Africa. Okay. And so the leopard was the one that is the most, 'cause it's a cat. So it's always hiding, always lurking in the background, and it also doesn't like to come out a whole lot during the daytime. Yes, so it's more like a nocturnal animal. So the chance of me getting to see it during the day was slim. But I had declared that day, I said, I want to see the leopard. I have to see the leopard. And there was this older lady on the mission trip who you can tell she was a prayer warrior from the way back in the days of time, right? And she was like, well, what are you going to do about it? And I said, well, I guess I'm going to pray. And she said, okay, well then pray. And so I prayed this very general prayer that was like, God, let me see a leopard by the time we end this, we had 3 days there, before our 3 days are up. And she goes, she looks so disappointed. so unmoved. Criticizing your prayer, like, what? She was like, that's not good enough. You need to be more specific. Pray again. So I was like, God, let me see a leopard up close so that we can get a picture and let us be safe. And she said, okay, okay, let's see what this picture is. A little better. Yeah. So we go out on the trip that day, and that morning time, there were several calls on the radio that a leopard was in the area. And as we would drive over super fast, like Jeremiah would hit the gas, and we would go flying through the open areas of the wilderness and trying to get there. But we would always just miss it. Okay. So we went home for lunch. We came back out. I prayed the prayer again, same one, and we head out. That evening, you get a call on the radio, there's a leopard. And I was like, all excited, right? And I'm just praying the whole way down, like, God, let's just see it. When we get there, the leopard had just walked back into the bush. But a man that I had met the night before, because I had gotten lost, was there. And he was in a different Jeep. And he was like, we just saw it. I got pictures on my camera. And he's all excited. Sounds like what it was doing and all of this. And so I was like, oh my goodness, I got to find this man when I get back to the resort so I can see if I can get a copy of his pictures. And so I found him. I was like, is there any way I can get a copy of your photo? And he was like, well, let me see what I can do. Yeah. He's kind of reluctant, but then he gave me his card, and I went to the little business shop and got the picture. I was like, okay. And as I was sitting there that night reflecting, I was like, I asked to get a picture, but I didn't say with my own camera. So God answered my prayer. Yes. but it was so wide that it didn't get me the result I really wanted. So I went to sleep that night, and sure enough, I had a dream that a leopard was climbing on the tent of because like we were saying, like in these really high-end tents. Like,
okay.
It was a tent, but like
you were like glamping.
You were glamping.
Okay.
Yes.
In safari,
glamping. The leopard was climbing on my tent. So the next morning, I woke up and I said, "All right, Miss, I'm going to pray. Let me do this again." So God, let us see a leopard today. Let the leopard be close enough in close proximity that we can be safe, and then I can get a picture with my own camera. Let it be so. And she said, "Now that's a prayer."
Yes.
And I said, "Okay." So we went out that day. Of course, nothing happened. So fast forward, the last day on safari, at that point, like literally I started to feel like my faith was wavering, because I'm like, God, we're out here now. Like, where is this leopard?
And this is the last day?
This is the last day.
Okay.
Last morning. We get out there. It's a stillness Sunday morning. A stillness on the land. Not one animal was out. Dew just on the ground. When I tell you it was so quiet, the guide let us get out of the Jeep onto the land, which he said he never lets happen. The missions lady, she's been doing this 13 years. She said she had never gotten out of the Jeep.
Wow.
But that was just the stillness of the land. And I'm like, God, please don't fail me. I just really want to see this leopard. I've been praying for this. You showed me in my dream. God, just let it be. Please, before we end, let us see it.
Yes.
We get a call on the radio.
Do-do-do-do.
And we go running hightail over it. And how do you know that you're getting close? Is because distractions come. And we got close to where the leopard was sighted, and a Jeep from another resort pulls up, and they have a child in the Jeep, and the family's talking loud. And so I'm like, at this point, like, I cannot miss this opportunity. So I'm like, shh. And the lady got the biggest attitude with me, and I was like, it's okay, because I know what I need. And I need quiet, because it's a cat, and cats get scared, and noise. But nonetheless, we missed the leopard. But Jeremiah said, I saw him. We're going to cut through these trees. And at this point, we're like in the thicket of the bushes.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is a cat. Like, he climbs.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, God was so gracious, Melissa, that the leopard came strolling very slowly out of the bushes. And my face was like, and I was like, grab your camera, girl. And I like, click, 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 click. And afterwards, the weeping that came from my body, and I was shaking and trembling because I was able to see the very thing that I had prayed to see it right there. And the picture that I have in the book is a picture with my own camera. And the leopard was so close. Literally maybe not even 25 yards from our Jeep. Okay.
Wow. So I know that we're coming short on time.
Yeah.
So what do you want people to gain from Just Pray?
What I want people to gain from Just Pray is a strengthening of their prayer life. The question I get all the time is, I don't know how to pray. Like, what do I pray? Like, what do I do? Or just a desire to grow closer to God. And this journal, I believe, would do that for every person, whether they're a seasoned saint, where they've been praying for a long time and just need to document their prayers, or whether someone is new in prayer and wanting to figure out what to pray. I believe this book will grow them, stretch them, show them very specifically, step by step, what to do in order to get that prayer life that they desire. And I hope that it would break them free, break free their family, break them free, help them to see the very things, like how I pray for that leopard. They'll get to see the things that they desire manifest in reality here on earth from God.
Amen. So let's share with the viewers where they can get Just Pray and other materials, other merchandise that you have.
You can get Just Pray at www.shopshoplwc21.com. And you can also on there get t-shirts and other materials that I have. And if you want to check out my blog, you can go to www.blwc21.com. That's Balancing Life with Christ 21.
Awesome. Well, we just congratulate you on Just Pray and all that you're doing and all that God is doing in your life. I'm honored to just be here, to know you. And I know for myself, Just Pray has been just a phenomenal resource. Thank you so much for being obedient to God and even just trusting Him in the process. Because it's not easy, but God gives you what you need. So thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining.